Welcome back to Voyagers Adventure. I think this is episode 5? I think we're on now? I'm pretty sure it's episode 5. I've been filming quite a lot recently, so I can't really remember which episodes are which anymore. But last episode, I made this, the Mack Extreme Spinner, so I thought I'd start off in this area because the way that I've designed the coaster for this episode, which you'll have already seen because of the title of the video, I designed it so that it kind of fits in with this area almost. Well, they're not the same theme, but the coasters fit quite nicely together because they're right next to each other, so I wanted to design them so that they still sort of works with the same kind of style, but obviously the theming and the actual theme for the coasters is going to be different. I'm waffling. This is the Vekoma family coaster. Look at the views you get from this eating area. It's so cool. I'll just leave you with this because I want to go around the back of it, but yeah, you get this really cool view from here, and then if you come down into, let's go through that, this new themed area that I'm going to add, you just saw it launch across the top here. This is what the coaster looks like. It's so cool. I'll give you this little tease last time as well, at the Wilderness Research Agency. That's going to be the theme sort of for this coaster, but it just takes up this whole area so nicely. Obviously the inspiration for this is Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. I mainly just wanted to do a modern Vekoma coaster for quite a while, just because I think they're really cool. There's all the ones at Energylandia that I really like, apart from Abyssus. I tolerate Abyssus. I don't really love it. And then recently, when I did my Poland trip, if you've seen the vlogs, I went to Legendia as well, so we did Let Coaster. And I just love New Gen Vekoma, most of the time. Their coasters are just absolutely incredible, so smooth, so creative, and then you get stuff like Big Bear Mountain, and then I think there's another launch family coaster called Lightning that they've done as well, but they're just like leagues above what they sort of used to be creating, so I wanted to do that. Again, I'm waffling. You can see the operations are like ridiculously good on it, but yeah, this family coaster is huge. It takes up this entire area. It basically is this entire area. As you can see, it's all very intricately custom supported, but I think, as I mentioned in the last one, I did already fully custom support this coaster, and then my game file actually got corrupt, which I was very mad at the time, but then I actually thought it's not really a bad thing, because when I came back from Energylandia I noticed that all the Vekoma coasters have these circular footers instead of just the in-game default square ones, which is what I was using. So I changed the entire thing. Well, I didn't change it, obviously, didn't have the choice after it went corrupt, but I managed to custom support, again, the entire coaster, but it wasn't bad, because I actually enjoyed it, because I like custom supporting. These are the supports that I used. I think you'll remember, if you've seen my custom supports tutorial, that I do just copy and paste the supports. That's the best way to do it. Make a set like this, and then you can custom support an entire coaster like this. It's a really nice overhead view of the entire area. I just love this thing. I'll quickly go through the layout, actually. These are hydro beams that I've put on the track to simulate the LIM launches that this coaster type uses. I can't remember whether Lightning actually uses them, but I've heard that apparently Dollywood used them because of budget. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I just thought, like, pretty much the only coaster type of this is Big Bear that exists, so I just thought I'll do it the same. So hydro beams for the launches, obviously it comes out the station into this kind of like pre-main part of the coaster section where it just does a helix. Quite cool. Is it going to go into it now? Yeah, so it does the helix, which is quite cool. Then it goes into the second launch after a bit of an overbank over the main path into the area, which is really cool. Then it comes into this like really cool turnaround section up here. Again, you get really nice views from pretty much everywhere, but especially this eating area. Nice off-axis moment, and it kind of goes down here. You get thrown to the side, do this cool snapping twisted airtime hill. Another helix, but with some elevation changes, so it's like peaks up there and then goes down here. Cool sort of double down that like snaps at some different angles. A turn into the final and third launch. Really big overbank, that's the fastest point of the ride, probably the most forceful as well. Down into a dip, 2 speed hills, this really cool sort of like wave turn side stall thing. a couple more really cool twists and turns, and then into the brakes. I might add like LIM strips and then brakes as well, actually. But the brakes for this type of coaster actually don't have the spine, so I've put the spine in. You can see it's not connected. I've put the spine in. I might add some connection points to that. I don't really know why this portion of track doesn't have a spine, because like it undergo quite a lot of force with the brakes and like the train slowing down, but it is what it is. But I'm really happy with the custom supports for this. It's really cool. But I think I'm mainly just happy with the layout. This layout took a lot of tinkering. Probably about, I think this is maybe the 6th iteration of the coaster that I've just built and then deleted because I wasn't happy with it. But the actual coaster type, it's the Pioneer one. Is it S&S, the one with the like free swinging? It's not really like a wing. It's like there's the two. What's it actually called in game? It doesn't say. S&S Free Fly. That's what it's called. So it's an S&S Free Fly track. Obviously, I've turned the catwalks off because the catwalks are absolutely huge because of how big the original trains are. And then I've just put the Intamin Giga Invincible trains on there as well. But the theme for this, like I explained last time, is sort of like a wilderness outland expedition thing. So I need to create a story for this, which I'll create later down the line, of kind of like you're exploring this forest sort of thing, looking for this creature. And I think this part here is going to be like a good indication of what sort of the theme and style for this will look like. I kind of want to create some parts that are almost caves, or I don't know, bits of rocks that jut out of like cool near misses and all sorts. Stuff sort of like that. Like you're going on an expedition to look for this creature beast thing. But I really enjoyed custom support in this. I did really enjoy custom support in the Mac as well, to be fair. That was very intricate, but the Mac was, I think the Mac was about 1,500 pieces. How many is this? It's a little bit less, but still, it's really cool. Like pretty much 1.3k pieces to custom support this coaster, but I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. This kind of marks an exciting point in the park. As you can see, a really cool overview of the entire park. We're about halfway through. So this is, what is it, episode 5 I'm creating this coaster? Episode 6, oh, wrong button. Episode 6 will be me creating a coaster here. Episode 7 will be me creating a coaster here. Episode 8 will be me creating a coaster here. But I'm just so happy with how this park's turning out. It has taken a long time to get to this point, and it will probably take quite a long time to actually finish it as well and get down to there. But you'll only have to wait until next week to see that. What month are we in now? We're in well, today's actually my birthday, which is quite cool. So I'm filming this on my birthday, but yeah, we're in October now. So I reckon I'll have probably finished this area, hopefully this month. I will try and get this series out by the end of the year, but I can't promise anything because it's taking so much time. There's just so much to do. So maybe if I can get all this done in, how many months have we got? October, November, December. Oh, it's like less than 3 months. I'll try. Along with that is the competition that I need to sort out as well, which hopefully you've all already seen now. But yeah, I'll get on with the theming for this coaster. Really excited to see where this is going to go. But you won't have to wait very long for it. You'll have to wait probably about 2 seconds. I'll see you then. Well, I thought we'd start this update with a nice view across what's already been built so far. Quite a lot, as you can see. But quite a lot's happened to me in the like maybe 2 weeks since I did that last update. I'm like 90% sure I've had COVID. I don't know whether you can hear it in my voice, but my throat still hasn't recovered. More than 2 weeks later after I've felt quite ill. Like cold symptoms, dizziness, tiredness, very sore throat and coffee, loss of appetite, all that. But I still kept building because this park needs to get finished, and I'm really happy with how this area is actually starting to turn out. I can't think. I've done a lot, as you can see. Quite a lot's changed since the last update. But I've actually started to develop a bit of a storyline for this. I know there's quite a few rides in the park that I said I would go and develop a storyline later for, which I still need to do. But I just thought I'd give myself a kick up the bum with this one. Just do the story now. So basically, what did I call them? I can't even remember. The WSA, the Wilderness Research Agency, that was good timing, have basically taken over this area, hence the like destroyed looking cars and stuff, and there's some vans down there that I'm going to place around. They've basically like taken over this area as like their research facility to try and find this basically like a shape-shifting entity almost. So, this is the first sign, isn't it? So yeah, legends speak of a mysterious creature that roams this forest. Obviously it's going to become a forest, just imagine loads of trees. The tales talk of a shape-shifting beast that could hide in plain sight. That's basically the theme of this. All around this area, there's going to be creatures that are made out of, well, a creature in different forms basically that are made out of rock. Maybe water, maybe foliage and stuff like that. And it's going to be kind of like quite hidden almost, but it'll be nice if you spot it, like almost Easter eggs, and that's what this ride's going to be about. Like, you're going on an expedition to try and find this creature, and throughout that you'll see it in its many different shape-shifting forms. Oh, I love the way this coaster goes around the area. Yeah, so your task is to locate the creature and try to capture it. So basically the station and this food unit are basically like buildings that were already in the forest sort of thing. Maybe like, I'm probably assuming that they were built by like the locals. This kind of feels like, I don't know, like a community building, because it's really large, and then that would almost be like a little shop or something, which it now still is. It's like a drink shop, so it's got like beams and foliage and stuff, but I've tried to keep it all like natural materials, like brickwork and like wood and dirt and stuff. Then there's going to be like water features that are going around it. I think I've started it down here. There's the waterfall that I mentioned, I don't know, episodes ago that I was going to put in, so I started to put that in. And I want to make a bit of a water feature coming up here as well. But it's like the different elements that the creature can like portray itself in almost. So the first one being foliage. There it is. Like I said, I wanted it to be quite subtle. So you can't really tell that there's something there almost until like you see it. Up here is going to be a shop, so you'll come up, get nice views across the area. And then the same with up here as well. All these levels have been designed purposely so you get nice views across the area. And this area is looking quite good. I'm really happy with it. The coaster kind of just really nicely gives you a big tour of the area, meanders all around. Very much Big Bear inspired, obviously. Down here I'm maybe hoping for like some sort of a cave, if not like an alcove that you can go under, hence all the smoke. And I'm just going to do like different landscaping features around. Obviously you can see that there's this piece of water here that does a splash when you go on it, as you can see when the coaster comes around. I think you saw it earlier. But I'm going to do like some other landform features around to try and make this area feel like it's been carved out of the natural land and this coaster's just kind of appeared as you go around and do the expedition. But so far I'm really happy with all the foliage. Should we have a quick look at the night lighting? I've started bits of it, but I'm really happy with how the night lighting looks. Look at that. I mean, the creature is a bit less subtle when the night lighting's on, but yeah, that's the kind of like colours I'm going for. Kind of like orangey, blues and stuff. This part's illuminated up here. I haven't actually done any night lighting for the spinning coaster yet. I need to. It's probably a good actually idea to see the rest of the night lighting. Wooden coaster is like very minimally lit, but I did that on purpose because I wanted it to be like quite dark. You're rushing through this like really overgrown, dense forest, and then this is just lit up in like a very purposeful way. It's like there's hung lanterns around it almost. And this coaster is going to be like kind of very moody lighting, and the station actually looks really cool as well. The inspiration for this station was Untamed at Wallaby Holland, with the kind of like, I know that has like, is it mirrors and photo frames and stuff that's like hung up in this like foliage thing, but I've kind of taken inspiration from that, just hanging foliage over it. And then you just kind of see the rest of the area from around, and then there's queue covers as well, so when it rains obviously you're not going to get poured on when you're down there. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this is looking, so hopefully the next update won't be as long. I'm in the middle of filming the competition at the moment, just finished the third showcase, so this competition's taking such a long time. 108 entries. I was not prepared. You guys are insane and amazing. Yeah, I didn't expect that many submissions. It is crazy, but I'm very happy that all of you are wanting to create. So it's really, really fascinating and amazing to see what you've all been doing. My throat still feels awful. I need to go and get a warm drink. I will catch you in the next update. Hopefully I've done more by then and in a shorter time scale, because I want this park series done with. I want it finished. I've got other projects I want to be working on, but still, I'm really excited by this area and what's going to be coming next, which you'll find out at the end of this episode, so I will see you in a bit. What was supposed to be the third update just went corrupt. I can't find the file anywhere. I found the backup file of it, which is corrupt. So never mind. We're just going to jump straight to the final update, but in hindsight I've looked at the recording, and if you combine update 1, 2, 3 and the final tour together, it's over an hour. So it's a good thing that the update 3 corrupted so that this episode isn't very, very long and should hopefully be around half an hour. So here is the final update. This area is now finally finished, so I thought we'd do a bit of a Tegid Cam tour to finish off with, but I am just so happy with this. Don't want to toot my own horn, because I said that Mack Extreme Spinner was probably my favourite coaster and my favourite area that I've ever made, but I think this might just take the cake, you know? I think this might be my favourite thing I've ever made in Planet Coaster, but I'm just going to keep saying that, aren't I? First thing you'll probably notice about this new, about the final update, I mean, we've got a shop. A couple of more details I definitely want to add to this shop, but I kind of did it with, if you've been on Velocicoaster, the view from the station, I had that in mind for this. So you've got really nice views across the whole area. It's quite elevated and you get like nice bits of foliage coming in and everything. There's a few bits of merch in here and a few shops, but like I said, I do want to detail more of this, but I just wanted to pour all my energy into this coaster and the area around it. And now I've already started the next coaster as well for next week's episode, which I will tell you what it is at the end of this. But I'm just so happy with this coaster. It absolutely dominates this area. It absolutely just takes over it. It's all around you, over the top of the paths and everything. You see it twisting, winding around. It's a lot like kind of Taron, I suppose, Wicker Man, maybe Hagrid's. Obviously Big Bear Mountain. It's like they've all come together, merged into this one coaster, and I could not be happy with it. I mean, just the interactions with the path are so well done. I'm just talking about my own creation as if it's the best thing in the world, but I just love it. I never say that I love my own work, like genuinely. I always think like it's just, I don't know, it's just mine. I never think of it that highly, but like I love this. I think I've done quite a good job with this coaster. I'm very happy with it. Obviously it's fully custom supported. I think I mentioned that right at the start of this episode, but oh, it's just so cool. I'm struggling for things to say because I already recorded this last night. There was a day between the last update and this one. I already recorded this last night and then my PC ran out of room, so when I clicked end recording on OBS, went back to OBS and found out that it just said I'm going off storage. So I'm now recording this on a lovely new 2TB SSD, which is nice. But I've added some more water effects here as well. I can't remember if I showed you that last time. But I just love the way this coaster interacts with the entire area. It's so cool. I'll have a look up here as well, because I don't think I've showed you an angle from up here, but you can really see the rest of the park from up here as well, which is nice. Yeah, a nice view down over the area. Got this waterfall as well. Obviously there's the interaction here. This area is now called Amazonia, which is... Oh, well, actually no, that's the area with this, isn't it? This area doesn't have a name. Well, I'll need to add that. Can't believe I've forgotten to give the area a name, but I love this moment here. Just get flung to the side. It's a really nice mix of different elements from different coasters, and I'm so happy with it. Oh, and the night lighting as well. I'll show you the night lighting afterwards. I keep just going off on loads of tangents. But basically, like I mentioned at the start, the story is there's... what is the name of the people? I've forgotten what they're called. The WSA, the Wilderness Research Agency. I cannot speak today. Basically, they have taken over this like sort of ancient village looking for this shape-shifting creature, and they're trying to capture it. But as you can see, the creature has other ideas and is trying to capture them. All the vehicles are like, I don't know, stuck in all this vegetation. Custom support. But yeah, that's basically the theme of this ride, what I was going for. Just the terrain's so good as well. I really wanted to do a really big terrain coaster, so it really worked in that regard. But this would have kind of been like, I don't know, some sort of village building. I need to put some cladding on them shops, I've forgotten actually. And then this would maybe be some sort of like religious temple or community building. But I just love this coaster. Well, I think we should go in the queue and have a look, don't you think? So obviously this ride doesn't have a name now, because I'm recording this now. But you've already chosen the name for this, because you chose it last episode. So I'll put the name that I've chosen on screen here now. Thank you for choosing this name. I'm sure it's a really, really good name and it fits the ride, which is why I've picked it. Again, I will let you know what you need to comment in the comments, which is where you put comments, for the name for next week's coaster. But thank you so much for this one. I'm assuming it's a really cool name. But we'll go into the queue. I just really, really like this queue as well. You get really up and close to the coaster, and it tells you the story of it as well. So legend speaks of a mysterious creature that roams these forests. So it kind of gently teaches you in to the story. I see it rubbing past, it's so cool. You get really close to some of these supports as well, but all the clearance is fine, I've checked it out. The tales talk of a shape-shifting beast that could hide in plain sight. So that's basically the story for this. You will see this creature hiding throughout the ride. I might add a couple of other ones, because there's only 3, not really iterations, 3 sights of the same creature that you will see. So I might add a couple more. You get so close to the track. Your task to locate the creature and try to capture it. So that's basically what the WSA is trying to get you to do, to capture this creature, because that's what they've been trying to do, but obviously it's not been particularly successful for them. I'm just going to wait until it comes over this this section of the queue, because I love this hill and this swoop down here. Oh, look at it. Really nice interaction with the building. Nice sweeping airtime. Well, it's very Intamin-esque. There's quite a lot of this ride that's inspired by certain Intamin elements, but then Vekoma are just constantly innovating and doing their own thing anyway, so there's so much that's just going on. Custom supported as well with circular footers. Definitely wanted to do that, because most of the modern Vekomas are circular footers, and you can't really get them in game without them looking really, really big. So I wanted to work on that a bit. So they're TMTK footers. Actually, no, they're not. They're the Chinese building pillars. I think that's what I used. Yeah, but there is TMTK ones. I didn't discover that until after I built this, so I might use them at some point. That is a really nice view of that turnaround up there. I don't even know what that element's called. It's just some sort of turnaroundy thing, but I like it. As you come down here into the queue, you just get nice views of the coaster everywhere. I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot, but you do. You get nice views. Queue kind of comes up here, this big chunky beamed path, then into the station building. I've added the numbers. The station is very obviously Untamed, inspired with the vegetation like being hung from the top. And I think I showed you the maintenance area in the last update. That's got its usual vegetation over cover like the rest of the thing has. I mean, the station's not particularly the best designed, but it wouldn't work any other way with how I wanted the area. Like, you will enter and exit both on this side, but then I'd know where to put the baggage hold. So the baggage holds are on the other side of the platform. So maybe you could have like 2 members of staff here that would take bags off people to chuck them there before they check the restraints. But then they'd have to give them back when they come back in. I mean, there's 4 bins, there's 3 trains, maybe 1 for each train and an overflow one, I don't know. But yeah, you get really nice views from up here as well. And then I've designed the station so that the rain will, if it's ever raining, which it's in the UK, so it definitely will. Got skylights as well. The rain would come down here. So there's a hole here, so you still get nice views across. But then this section of the queue also has a roof so that the rain carries on going down and just doesn't wet everyone down there. But I think I've been rambling a bit too much. Do we just go on the coaster? Train's already leaving without us, but we better be quick. Let's go on the coaster. And there you have it. That was the POV for the coaster. I am in love with this coaster. I absolutely love it so much. I mean, the area just feels so, like, I don't know, full. The coaster takes up pretty much the entire area, but the area just kind of feels so alive, with multiple trains obviously roaring around. The second that train connects on with the last launch, that train goes on the first launch. It's just, it works so well. I'm just really, really happy with it. I never really am 100% happy with some creations, but this coaster, I think, just the actual coaster itself at least, it's just perfect. I absolutely love it. And yeah, I'm really, really glad I've got the opportunity to do a modern Vekoma like this, because I've always wanted to do one for a while, but I didn't want to just do one of the kind of like the Bermuda Blitz models. I can't talk, like Lek, because I hadn't really done one until now. Now I've been on Lek. There will definitely be a coaster like Lek coming to a park soon. I'll leave that teaser there. But yeah, I'm so happy with it. Just like little details, like there was this toilet block here that the roof was kind of like, well, as you can see, just this grey. and I've added this little planter on top here, so when you sat in the seat, you don't see the top of the roof, you just see the planter, and it kind of works quite nicely. Just little details like that could just really elevate your park and make it just like so much better, I suppose. But yeah, just this area just is pretty big, but it just works. Like, there's a lot going on, there's stuff for guests to come and do, you can have a wee here if you need to, and just, I don't know, it's a really awesome coaster. I was really happy with it. But what I am also really happy with, which I do need to do on the Mac, because I neglected the Mac a little bit in this regard, and I'm sorry, is night lighting. Look at this. I'm so happy with the night lighting. It took a while, because, I don't know, night lighting is just never really something I've done a lot of in parks before. Never particularly well either, as most of you will have probably noticed, but I'm really happy with this one. We have a bit of a creature hunt as well. So I'll show you the shape-shifting creature. So this is the first one. In daytime you can't really see it because obviously his eyes don't light up, but at night all the coaster is like lit up in orange and the creatures are lit up in blue. Again with the vehicles as well, the vehicles are in blue just so they'll stand out a bit better. So there's that one here, just the first turnaround. This one as you're coming up the second launch, meeting you. I mean, he looks like he's trying to give you a big hug. He's cute, he's not evil. And then the next one, just down here, as you can see with the night lighting, it's really orange until it gets to this bit down here. It's like all misty and foggy and blue. You can come round this corner, through the track. There he is, that one looks like he's trying to hug you as well. They're really lovable creatures. I mean, it is a family coaster. We haven't pulled like an Alton Towers and made the family coasters really like scary like 13. Everything's nice on this coaster. All the creatures are just trying to give you a big hug. But the night lighting is so cool. I mean, do we do a night POV now? Ah, screw it. I could have saved it for the tour to give you like, I know, a reason to watch the tour. But I hope most of you will watch the tour anyway. But we'll do a nighttime POV. I'm just really happy with this coaster. Not that I've mentioned like about 50 times. But even with the onboard soundtrack and everything, I felt this would just be such a cool attraction for any park. Like, it would be an expensive one. I don't know how much Big Bear was at Dollywood, but I can't imagine it'd have been cheap. New Vekomas aren't cheap, but that's because they're built really well. Like, I mean, Lek is, how many years old is Lek now? And it's still riding really well. So the newer gen Vekomas are just, it's not even like the same company, is it? They've just come on so far and really innovating. I really like new gen Vekomas. It's so good. I really like this area down here as well. Nice and secluded right at the back. The launches as well, if you're wondering, are made out of the hydro beams to try and create, because it's not actually LSM launches on this, it's LIM, at least Big Bear doesn't, and I don't think Lightning does, which is the other type of this coaster that exists. I love the little twisty bit before the brake run. Yeah, it's just so cool. I'm really happy with it. But now I suppose I should probably tell you what next week's episode is going to be and what coaster name you need to comment in the comments, which is where you comment things. Basically, next week, I'm trying to keep it brief because I don't want to spoil much, and normally I would show you where the coaster is going, but I've already started building pretty much most of it, nearly all of it, so I'm not going to say, not going to show you. But next week's coaster is going to be a Gerstlauer bobsled. Never done one of these before, but I wanted to make this coaster unique and something that I definitely haven't done anything close to before. So this Gerstlauer bobsled will be my first ever indoor coaster. Never done an indoor coaster before. It will have an outside element that will run along the facade, which will kind of be like the, I don't know, kind of the showpiece of the ride, trying to draw people in. And I think I might do like a food area outside of it as well. It's going to have a couple of flat rides that will be in that episode, and then the next episode is also in that same area, but will kind of be like a bridging theme, so it will bridge together the theming for, this is episode 5, isn't it? It will bridge together the theming for the Gerstlauer in episode 6. It's really hard to describe. The coaster in episode 7 will bridge together the themes from episode 6 and episode 8, like, because it's kind of in the middle of those two areas. There we go, that's much better said. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to show you that coaster. Really looking forward to theme it as well. Never themed or done anything to do with an indoor coaster. I've had coasters that have had indoor portions, but never an entirely indoor ride. And the theme for this ride is going to be some sort of like, it's got a bit of a mix. It's like an Asian medieval fortress almost. It's going to be kind of a little village that'll have like really crumbling brick walls around it. It's kind of going to look a little bit abandoned, but like a medieval Asian sort of temple style, but the colour palettes will be like greys and vegetation and stuff. Might have some fire effects outside, kind of that vibe. So I need a name for an indoor coaster with a kind of medieval Asian fortress style, if that makes sense. It's a bit of a weird brief and combination of themes. It's like a little cocktail of just random themes that I like. It's a theme that I've wanted to try for a while, like sort of medieval, but I wanted to put a bit of a twist on it, obviously do something I've never done before. So it's the Gerstlauer Bobsled indoor coaster, which, I don't know, an indoor coaster sounds really cool, but I bet it's going to be a lot of work to try and theme it, because most of this theming is vegetation. Most of the theming is the actual natural, I say natural, I've built all of this landscape, but sort of the semi-natural human-made landscape around it. Whereas an indoor coaster, you can't really hide from that, otherwise it's just darkness, which is pointless really. You need to theme every single piece of that building, every single area. So that's what I'm going to do. I will see you in next week's episode where I'm building the Gerstlauer. Please comment some amazing names down below, because as you can tell I need help with this. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. We are more than halfway through the series now. Episode 6 is next week, then you've got 7 and episode 8, and then there's the tour after that. So not long left to go. But I've been making this series since November 2022, so it's taken its time to build all of this. But yeah, I'm so happy with it. Oh, hide the coaster there. Hide the indoor coaster in the background. Anyway, I will see you in next week's episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.